Welcome to the second part of the tutorial. In the first part, we have looked briefly at the 5 main sections of the toolbox up here. In this part, you're going to learn how you can actually use the toolbox. We'll take an example of the implementation tools section, specifically of the recharge and reuse part. As I said, the implementation tools are always divided into hardware tools, technologies, and into software tools. You always find these two methodologies side by side. You can reduce the number of tools that you see here by using the filter on the right hand side. For instance, if you live in a densely populated urban area, you might want to learn only about tools that don't use so much space, so you tag urban areas and click submit. Then the number of tools that will be displayed is reduced. If you want to learn more about how these criteria were defined, click on the Info button, which will take you to a site explaining the criteria in detail. Now let us see what actually happens when you click on one of the tools. So let's take the example of grey water towers here. We are directed to an actual fact sheet. You see that the information available here was adapted from a number of sources. You also see 2 buttons right below the title. There's a PowerPoint button that will direct you to a PowerPoint presentation on this subject, and a print button that allows you to extract the information on this fact sheet for easy printing. A short executive summary at the beginning of the tool gives you a first idea of what this tool is about and allows you to decide whether you would like to read the whole fact sheet or go ahead and find another tool. If you scroll down, you see the full description of the tool, and you also see its applicability and advantages and disadvantages for each tool described. Within the text you see that some terms are written in italics. If you hover over them and stay there, they will turn green and the yellow pop-up window will pop up. This is the glossary, explaining you terms that you might not understand at first sight. If you would click on this, you're directed to the glossary, and you can also see or search for other terms. At the end of the actual text, you don't only find the references, but you also find a number of further reading materials. This collection contains all the relevant open source material that we collected amongst our partners and many other organizations involved in sustainable sanitation and water management. These documents are organized in a further reading section. And you will also find case studies, awareness-raising material, training materials, and important web links. All the material described here is readily available for download and use following the open source concept. If you scroll back to the top, you see that on the side there are so-called related topics. These are links which bring you back to similar other tools that you might also want to see, or other information that we consider relevant. If you click on the section highlighted here, you're taken back to the overview of the recharge and reuse tool, and you can see other tools. By the way, we will soon make available an offline version of the toolbox, so you can use it also in sites with a slow internet connectivity. If you click on the logo, you're taken back to the home site from where we started our little tool. I hope that you've enjoyed it and are now ready to use the Sustainable Sanitation and Water Management Toolbox. Link sanitation, water management and agriculture and make the world a little bit more sustainable. www.sswm.info